Cool. So let's quickly talk about what we want to talk about today.
Hello. Yes, so we're going to talk about the travesty of the TERFs ganging up on
Robin White.
the lovely Robin Moira White
Yeah.
in Westminster earlier this week. And then we're going to...
Woo. Here's our notes, by the way.
Yeah, we're just
We
reading
do
off,
have
reading off
notes.
script. And then we're going to Science Destroys Another Transphobe Argument.
Well, before that, we'll talk about Stephen Fry and the National and
The National takedown.
which is not really about Stephen Fry and the National. It's about JK Rowling and her fame and her notoriety. And then we'll talk about puberty blockers, the new study about puberty blockers.
Yes. And after we talk about all things puberty blockers, we'll talk about a journal of sexual medicine.
That's puberty
and
blockers.
research. Oh yeah, that is the puberty blockers. So we're going to talk about that too.
I wrote the notes.
There was also, I'm just remembering, there was a new study released by Natasha Kennedy.
Oh yes. So we can do like a whole sciencey bit.
Yeah, let's get let's go to science. It's like one of those shampoo commercials. Sound American. So,
Advertisements.
I know, advertisements, that's the ones. Anyway, hello YouTubes, land of the YouTubes. We are outside today in sunny Aberdeen because we've got a bit of a heat wave going on.
It's 25 degrees, so we thought, why do this inside against the backdrop of our wall in our front room when we can sit in the garden and talk to you all from our garden? So, hello from our garden.
Hello from garden to your wherever you are. I hope you're enjoying the sun.
Yeah, I hope you're having a lovely weekend. I hope things are going really well for you all.
So, yeah, Moira White, lovely Moira White.
Moira's a middle name.
Is it Moira, the middle
It's
name?
Robin.
Robin Moira White.
Yeah.
So lovely Robin.
It's me putting all three of her names down that's confused you.
So lovely Robin was accosted by terrible TERFs in Westminster. And the TERFs were horrible, basically.
And they forced the she was just like minding her own business. I think she went to the Women and Equalities committee meeting when they were discussing when they were interviewing Baroness Faulkner.
And Lucent were there too.
Yeah. And basically she just went to the loo, like you do when you know, and they had a go at her, and then they forced Parliament to apologise to them for having a go at her, which is disgusting, basically. Disgusting, but you know, it's where we are at the minute. You know, it's the state of things in this country at the minute.
This country is
going to the dogs.
Yeah.
As they say.
This country is full of bigots with a capital B.
Yes.
Yes.
Talking of bigots.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about Stephen Fry and the Scottish National. So yesterday?
Yeah.
We're recording this on Friday, but we'll put it out Saturday morning, by the way. So yesterday, Stephen Fry came out, which may be a shock to many of you because, like, he has been out for a little while.
For a good number of years.
But he came out against JK Rowling and called her, what did he call her? What he called her now?
Oh, he was saying that she was basically just gone off the rails.
Oh yeah, she'd been radicalised by the TERFs.
That she was just spouting
hate.
horrible stuff, basically.
Yeah. Which is no surprise to any of you. Like, none of you will be in the slightest surprised to hear that JK Rowling is a little bit problematic at times. But the important thing, I think, is, so I was on Blue Sky and I was like, yeah, and great, welcome to the party, Stephen. You know,
it
took you a long time. But people pointed out that, you know, Stephen Fry is is the voice of liberalism in the UK. So it's interesting that he has turned against her, because it shows a change or realization in people's minds that she is problematic and she is just hateful. There's no other word for it, really.
Yeah.
She's just a hateful person.
The thing is, there was always...
Be careful what you say about her, because we don't want to get sued.
Oh yeah, she's litigation happy. But no, she was always that. They always made allowances for her before, like Stephen Fry and the liberal media.
Yeah, she'd been attacked by trans people, so she was just defending herself. But it's good that there's
these horrible
trans people. Yeah, like your video that you did. Your little short video of us being really horrible, talking about how we love to be really nasty, which we'll link to in the bottom. We'll link to that.
How those lovely human beings love to do radical things like play computer games
and take our dogs for walks and stuff like that, and cuddle cats and watch the birds and all that kind of stuff, and have picnics in the back garden.
So this is a good sign. This is a good sign that someone who is very liberal, who's very centrist in their opinions,
is starting to realise how problematic, how hateful she is.
Yeah, and I've noticed that. I've noticed like that the fawning over JK Rowling has been toned down recently. Like, because before, like, the media would just gush over her. There's still the odd outlet.
Daily Mail, Telegraph,
GB News, but they're all far right outlets.
Yeah.
A lot of the more moderate ones, like the Guardian and stuff, are becoming a lot less.
Starting to pull back from
Yeah.
it. In fact, that brings us nicely onto the other media outlet that I wanted to talk about today, which was the Scottish National and their article. So they put out an article basically saying that Sex Matters was anti-trans. And JK Rowling responded to that and said, I can't remember exactly what she said. I'm not going to look it up because I don't really care. But basically she was like, For Women Scotland are a women's organisation.
Yeah.
And how dare you? You're an anti-women's paper.
Oh yeah, she refers to them as a women's campaign group.
Feminist campaign group. It's like, and the national, the national took her down a huge peg. They did not
They didn't hold back.
That's the words I was after. Thank you.
They didn't hold back. They just let rip.
They totally let rip, because firstly their argument, J.K. Rowling said that For Women Scotland were a feminist campaign group, when the article itself is about Sex Matters, which is a completely, totally different organisation. Has no links between the two organisations at all.
No. It seemed like if you gave me two pictures of each organisation,
or at least the leadership of each organisation,
I would say they're the same picture.
On a slight tangent, which we haven't got on here, Alison Bailey was like, I've been banned from my vets because of my gender critical views.
Yeah, but something about a dog or something.
Yeah, when it was like, basically she was rude to the staff because the staff told her the dog was overweight. And that's our neighbour. And
hi there.
Hi. So she was rude to them, and so they banned her from the vets. But because gender critical people love to be the victim and love to play the world hates us for our views because we're so radical.
Horrible to me. I'm just trying to bully someone, but they're being so horrible and saying I'm bullying them.
Exactly. So she was like, I've been banned because of my gender critical views, and when in fact it was just because she's a mean person, which is not surprising. Most gender critical people are mean people, really.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, they're mean-spirited, if not mean people.
You just have to look at the comments that they leave all over
Oh
social
yes,
media.
yeah. Just have to look at the comments. So,
Yeah. Hello.
so while we're here,
Yeah.
hi May. I know you're not going to actually get this far into the video, but hi. Thank you for playing along.
I don't know. They're quite obsessive.
We are quite obsessive, but I'm pretty sure they don't get this far into the video. It's like 10 minutes in. We're halfway through.
Wow. Yeah, hello. So, hello, Wings. But yeah, no,
Yes.
no, I was #1 fan there. But yeah, no, I was just saying, we're saying that she was trying to blame the vet for being rude to her based on our gender critical beliefs, but it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It was to do with the dog and the dog's health. And it's interesting, how they always spin it. They always, even things that are not related to trans people, they'll try and blame trans people.
Well, this is. I mean, we got on to a bit of a tangent there about Alison. We're really talking about JK Rowling, and she will be a thumbnail. She will be in the thumbnail probably. or as I call it, TFC.
TFC?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. That's going back.
I don't call it JKR. It's TFC.
A year ago.
About a year ago. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, she's been taken down a peg by the liberal media.
By the National. Yeah.
Of
So
the National,
I mean, the National is they have
very
more
centrist,
women staff than they have men staff. They are. I mean, they're not like a feminist paper, but they are very pro women's rights. They have one of the few female political journalists in Scotland is their lead political commentator. They're just a fantastic. Well, they're a fantastic organisation. They're a newspaper, but they're a good newspaper.
Yeah, they've been putting out a lot of good pro-abortion stuff recently.
Yeah, not pro-abortion, pro-choice. Nobody's pro-abortion.
Yeah,
nobody
pro-choice,
wants people to have abortion.
Yeah,
nobody wants to force people to have abortion.
Yeah.
So it's just.
But yeah, they're in favour of people having abortions if they have to have them. They need to have them.
Yeah.
For whatever health reason or other reasons.
Or whatever reason, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're slipping a bit, but
we're doing fine. We're doing great.
We're getting a bit off topic, but puberty blockers. So, yeah, just very like. I wanted to. This came up today. I saw this in my Blue Sky feed today. There's a study out about puberty blockers, and guess what it says? It totally destroys the transphobes' arguments. So one of their big arguments is, people who take puberty blockers will have a really terrible sex life afterwards. It will ruin their sex life.
It will kill their sex drive and their ability to reproduce and all this other stuff.
Yeah. And it's total rubbish. So this study surveyed 70 odd trans people, 70 odd adults, and on average they were surveyed like 14 years after the treatment began, and it found that there was no difference between trans people and cis people in terms of their enjoyment of sex. So the argument that puberty blockers destroys somebody's sex life is just it's been proven again, been disproven again by science. Every time there's a scientific study that comes out about trans people, it disproves something that the transphobes have made up.
Oh, and they keep coming out, these new studies as well. And
so, do you want to talk about Natasha's study?
Yeah, I mean the rails of the TERF train is really starting to come off the rails, because more studies are coming out that disprove what the TERFs say, because the TERFs for ages were like, oh no, the ban on puberty blockers is not damaging the mental health and well-being of young trans people, trans children. It's a good thing that they've been denied health care, in this case puberty blockers. But a new study by Natasha Kennedy, a new journal, which will
Journal article.
Yeah, journal article, a paper. It's peer reviewed as well. We'll link below. And this is like a follow on to the one she put out last year, which was the children of Homelas. And it's a similar approach where it surveys interviews a bunch of trans kids and their parents and how they've felt since the puberty blocker ban, and it contrasts them against children who still have access.
I think I think people should know that it's not a nice read.
Oh, it's an awful read. It's really.
You can imagine the children who've been denied healthcare are not doing well. There was conversations about suicide and self-harm, and yeah, it's not a pretty read, but it's
suicidal ideation. It ticks all the boxes of disturbing.
Yeah.
It's like an Alex Garland or Boyle movie.
Yeah.
It's really dark stuff. But no, but what it shows is that actually, yes, the puberty blocker ban is causing significant harm to children in the UK, as we all knew, as everybody but the TERF brigade knew.
Well, I'm sure they probably knew as well. I'm sure they knew it was going to be damaging. I mean,
they're just denying it.
They just want to cause harm. I mean, they're bullies. They want to cause harm. They want people to. They would be very happy if we all committed suicide tomorrow.
It's serious harm as well. You know how there's that book they released called, was it Irreparable?
Oh, irreversible damage.
Well, they're causing irreversible damage by denying children puberty blockers, because they won't be able to undo the trauma that's been inflicted upon them by the government banning their health care. It's child abuse. I know people say, well, that's a strong word to use.
No, but it is.
It is child abuse. If you're taking away a child's health care that they need.
I think it's even worse than, like, you know, if you transitioned as an adult, like Sophie and I did, then you remember your childhood and you remember how awful that was.
Oh God, yeah.
But I think it's even worse for kids who have come out and who do know, because there's a glimmer of hope. There's a I understand what's going on with me and I want to change and I can change, and then it's been snatched away by this government.
There's that famous line, and it's quoted in a James song, if I hadn't seen such riches.
Which is, I could live with being poor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's exactly that. It's that sort of someone being given like a lifeline and then it being ripped away from them. And that's really cruel. It's like giving a starving person, handing them some food, and then
dangling it in front of them,
and then just pulling it away again. It's that level of sick, sadistic cruelty, which is the only words I can really use to describe TERFs, gender critical. And now we're seeing people like Stephen Fry and
the National and other left liberal papers, left liberal news outlets. I mean, the Metro's always been good, but
shout out to Josh.
Yeah, shout out to Josh. Hi, Josh.
Great journalist at the Metro, but who has been consistently bringing out good articles.
Before we go, we need to tell people to like and subscribe.
Oh, yes.
We always forget to do that.
Please like and subscribe, which I think is more of a hit and a button, isn't it? Yes.
And
With all the
hopefully, if I've got it
video.
all sorted, you'll have had some nice animation done for that.
Some cute animation.
Some
if
very
I have
cute
it,
animation, yes.
but here it goes. But yeah, no, the tide is definitely turning on the gender critical. As horrific as the EHRC interim guidance and the Supreme Court ruling has been, it really has ripped the mask off the TERFs.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone can see them for what they are. You can see the sheer sadistic cruelty of the way they behave and the way they act. Like there was this amazing news the other day about the decriminalisation of abortion
Oh yeah.
in England and Wales, and the TERFs said nothing about it.
Nope.
Nothing. None of these famous TERFs, these big powerful TERFs, said nothing on their social medias or whatnot. All they did was kept moaning and saying nasty stuff about trans people.
Because they're just bullies. They're not women's rights campaigners. They're just bullies.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. They've got cold hearts, and it's good that the world is waking up to that. Not just the progressive world, but beyond that, into the more liberal sphere, into other echelons of society that aren't directly affected by the cruelty of the TERFs.
So before we go, because that's all we have.
Folks.
It's like if you look about there, Sophie, you've got the timer and it
we've
tells
done-
you how long
we've done good today.
We've done good. So why are you here? Because you were supposed to be in Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I've had quite a lot of trouble with my health recently, and I've been having to take a lot of iron tablets. Been getting the cravings for meat recently.
No, stop it.
For eating like mince and burgers and steak, because the doctor thinks my iron is very low post-surgery. So I've been struggling to stay awake a lot. Been falling asleep like an old D-ray, collapsing on
Walking
the couch.
around Sainsbury's,
just feeling
falling
exhausted
asleep
all the time, and it's been a real struggle. But I've been taking iron tablets as well. They think it's iron deficiency, like a form of anemia. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, anemia.
And possibly too low kind of testosterone. So might need testosterone. So hey TERFs, you all out there in TERF land, you talk about trans women in sports. I can barely lift my phone at the moment.
You can barely walk to Sainsbury's and back.
You could probably blow on me and I would fall over. That's it. It's like they make up all this nonsense about us having superior strength and all of this athleticism, but it's nonsense. Have you ever seen a trans person like go out and play sports? I don't know any trans people.
I know,
that
I
play
do.
sports.
There are. I know,
Well, there
I know.
is,
I
but
know,
I mean,
I know a couple of trans people who play sports.
But what I mean is, they're making out like we're all just going in there dominating the sport.
I know a trans woman who used to be like a world class, or at least like almost professional level athlete, and after she transitioned, like shockingly enough, her times and her pace and everything dropped through the floor.
Yeah, because HRT kills your energy.
Yeah.
Because when you're knocking out that...
Well, estrogen, testosterone is what you need for your energy.
Yeah.
And not having that or having
When you block
estrogen,
it,
it knocks it out.
Replacing your main hormone of testosterone with estrogen has a huge effect on your muscles, on your bone density, on your general level of energy.
And our trans mask friends are having exactly the opposite. Exactly the opposite experience. They've got much more energy. They're doing much more things physically.
Absolutely, and the thing is, what I find very, very hypocritical is that very ironic is the TERFs want to restrict our access to HRT, but it's actually HRT that actually puts our hormone profile more in line with cis women. So by restricting our access, they're actually...
Well, they just want us to disappear.
They do, don't they?
So it's not, I mean, it sounds illogical
Yeah.
to restrict our access to hormones which make us less good at athletics, and then to criticise us for being good at athletics. But in fact, it's just about us disappearing from the public sphere. And so
you put it the way I was wanting to put it.
well, you did that earlier for me, so that's fine.
I couldn't quite word it the way I was hoping to word it.
So really the best thing to do is be visible, and you know that comes back. Oh, you've got 1 week left to fill in the EHRC consultation. If you haven't done so already, please do that.
With a content warning.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It's a bit harsh, but it's a long thing and it's harsh. But please do it if you can.
If you've got the spoon.
And that includes you.
I still got to finish it.
I finished mine I finished it last week, so.
You're amazing.
No, I had the Trans Scotland, Scottish Trans Alliance thing on one window, and the consultation on the other one, and I was just like,
it's a good guide.
Yeah, it's a good guide.
There's a lot of these good guides out there, which basically guide you through it, so you don't have to sit for hours.
Yeah. And don't
tortured over the questions.
But don't copy and paste, because it becomes obvious if you copy and paste. So you have to rephrase it. But yeah.
Yeah. Try and always put it in your own words, because then it becomes more powerful, and they're more likely to take note of it.
Yeah.
If it's in your own words. But so that you've got another week, 30th, I think is the deadline.
30th is the deadline. Midnight of the 30th.
Yeah, it's such a short time, isn't it? They've given us.
One last request to you all, which is if anybody's made it this far through the video, thank you for watching. Tony, particularly, hi again, thank you. But if anybody's made it this far through and has any ideas about what they want us to talk about, or what they want to see us, not what they want to see us do, because I might get
we might get some pretty odd requests.
We might get some odd requests if we ask that, but
colourful requests.
But anything that you want to see or have us talk about or anything like that, please put a comment in the comments, because it really does help, which is why we don't mind the TERFs slagging us off, because
it gives us ideas.
Well, no, it just boosts our rank. It's like,
and the engagement.
Yeah, YouTube think, oh, these people are important because
people are interested.
Yeah, people are leaving comments.
But yeah, thank you for doing it with me again.
Well, no, thank you.
Thank you.
It's like this channel. I've had this channel for ages, and this is probably the most videos I've put out in a row.
Yeah, I like doing it together with you, because it's more fun when you've got another person.
Yeah, it's more. And it helps you when you have that drive thing of like, I can't be bothered. You have to do it for the other person.
Yeah,
and you know,
you feed off each other energy wise.
Anyway,
I need to get more energy.
You need more energy, yeah. Right, so we will see you next week. Thanks again for everybody who voted in the poll. I'll put another poll out about something or other, or kind of comment during the week. And see you all next week. Take care.
See you next time. Take
care.
Bye.